There's a certain pride that comes with restoring a classic car. For me, it was a 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS, cherry red with white racing stripes and a rumble that turned heads. It wasn't just a car, it was a project, a memory, and a piece of American automotive history. But to my homeowners association, it was unsightly. When I moved into Oak Ridge Estates, I was fully aware of the HOA. I even read their rule book, all 63 pages of it. Nowhere did it say anything about classic cars being banned, just that all vehicles needed to be operable, registered, and parked in designated areas. Check, check, check. I kept the Camaro in my driveway, clean and covered when not in use. Every weekend I'd polish it, do minor tune-ups, and take it for a cruise down the coast. My neighbors loved it. One guy even asked if he could have his son take prom pictures with it. Then came the letter. Dear Mr. Sullivan, your vehicle, red muscle car, does not meet community appearance standards and must be removed within 10 days. Failure to comply will result in daily fines. I stared at it in disbelief. Appearance standards? This wasn't a rusted-out junker. It was in mint condition, appraised, insured, and collector registered. So I called the HOA office. The woman on the phone sighed like she was used to complaints. Some residents have voiced concerns that the vehicle doesn't blend with the modern aesthetic of the neighborhood, she said. Modern aesthetic? We lived in a community built in 1984 with faux brick siding. I requested a hearing with the board. At the meeting, I showed up in a tie and brought photos, registration, and a copy of the HOA's own guidelines. I understand concerns about abandoned vehicles, I told them, but this car is registered, insured, and in better shape than most of the SUVs on the block. One of the board members, a smug retiree named Ed, leaned back and said, "It just doesn't fit the image we want to maintain. Maybe you could store it off-site?" That was it. I wasn't just being asked to move a car. I was being told that my passion didn't belong. So I fought back, with history. The next week, I called the State Historic Preservation Office. I explained that my vehicle was a fully restored 1969 Camaro SS, one of fewer than 10,000 remaining in the U.S. in its original configuration. The agent was surprisingly enthusiastic. Actually, classic vehicles over 25 years old with historic significance are eligible for historic designation, especially when they're preserved to original standards. I submitted photos, VIN details, restoration records, and a personal statement. 3 weeks later, I received the certificate, Registered Historic Vehicle, State of California, recognized as a vehicle of cultural and historic significance, framed it, hung it in my garage. Then I sent a scanned copy to the HOA with a copy of the state vehicle code that protects historic vehicles from being restricted by local aesthetic ordinances. The silence was beautiful. 2 days later, I got a new letter from the HOA. Dear Mr. Sullivan, thank you for your documentation. We will update your property record to reflect the historic designation. No further action is required on your part. No apology, no retraction, but also no fines. Funny enough, about a month later, the same HOA board asked me if I'd be willing to display the car at the community's summer block party. I declined. Instead, I spent that weekend cruising Pacific Coast Highway, windows down, V8 humming. Let this be a reminder. If your car is old enough to vote and looks this good, it's not unsightly. It's history.